Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you a new what if. What if Naruto got a new training trip partner that changed everything? Part 1 guys. If you want to see part 2 of this, go ahead and comment down below and tell me that you want to see part 2, and I'll be sending it as soon as possible. Go ahead and check out the description for the original link down below and enjoy it if you want to guys. And also, I post a new series over on Anime King of what if Naruto was trained personally by Kurama after he left the village. And I post a brand new episode of what if Naruto was betrayed by Hagoromo, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support, and yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new series? Start the intro. First of all, before we begin this series guys, Naruto's gonna be 2 years older. You're gonna understand while you read the story. And also, most of his background to the way the villagers treated him are gonna be a lot different and a lot harsher. You're gonna understand as the story progresses. So yeah, just sit back, relax, and enjoy. So the story begins at the forest leading towards where the Valley of the End was. So yeah, let's get straight into it. God damn it, my head. Tell you why I came to, having been knocked unconscious earlier, as pain set in. God damn it, my legs, she said. She was propped up at an angle by trees, and a large tree was set over her body. Well, across her legs. She was trapped. If that fat ass Drobo was here, he could have get me out. If any of the others were here, they could have get me out. Well, we probably succeed, so Orochimaru might let me off the hook. Maybe she thought. Well, she didn't enjoy that maybe. It was the best hope that she had to go on. She was one of his elite guards, and that was worth something. Well, that was getting less and less as time went on, as Orochimaru's experiments were getting stronger. Give how young those subjects were, and how many of them. It was most likely that the Sound 4 would outlive their usefulness. Unfortunate for Orochimaru though, those children that he mutated, they weren't sane. For better or for worse, she and the others were the most capable on Orochimaru's side. Kabuto was the only exception to that rule. Thinking of that man sent shivers down her spine. He was a brilliant medic, a bit too brilliant. Kabuto's Orochimaru's right-hand man and apprentice. Kimimaro. Before his illness, and Sasuke now, they were just spare bodies to him, vessels, to make him move one step closer to achieving his goal. He didn't tell Tayuya or any of the other Sound 4 members what those goals were though. Not that she was really complaining, that was another piece of information that, well, her captors can torture out of her. At this point, being a prisoner somewhere else was looking at the best option. Orochimaru was known for tying up loose ends in a very painful way, and Konoha had comfortable prison, as far as prison went. Better than Orochimaru's stone walls and steel bars, no doubt. Well, the others are probably dead. Even Kimimaro was running on borrowed time. On the one hand, the pain in her legs was excruciating. On the other hand, the fact that she could still feel them meant that they were still, well, healable. Time was working against her and she knew that. An explosion in the distance caught her attention, and as a blur passed her, she shouted for help. What have we here? A giant, white-haired man appeared in her vision. He looked like he was at least 6 feet tall. You're working for my old teammate, huh? As he glanced at her. Well, it will leave a bad taste in my mouth, just leave here to die. Why don't you come with me? I even know someone that can fix those legs of yours. Then, you and I can have a nice, long talk. As he lifted up the log with pretty much ease and flipped it over. How the hell did you? Anything is possible when you're the great Jiraiya, he says, he laughed. Now, you coming or not? She realized that she wasn't in a position to really do anything. After all, being in a cell was better than being tortured by Orochimaru because they failed. I'm coming, she said. Excellent. With that, he picked her up and placed her on his back. Now, time to pick up my student. and his friend if we can. Meanwhile, lightning had burned Naruto's jacket, blood running down from his chest from both sides, as he's been stabbed. Shrugging off the vest that Konoha has come to know as the Orange Nightmare, his upper body was on display for the world to see, and there was a lot of scars. That's a lot of scars, Naruto. His friend and current enemy said it was none other than Sasuke Uchiha. His torso was rigged with jagged lines, deep gouges, and few imprints that looked like acid or burnt scars. Before Sasuke's eyes, the two craters that he placed near the chest with his attack stopped bleeding as they started to heal over. No, said Naruto, these were from the villagers. A long time ago. They're old, they faded. But they're from before I came to the academy. Normally, I put a physical transformation on and I'm going to show skin to the world. But right now I rather save the chakra. They did that to you? And you never fought back. What the hell is wrong with you, Sasuke said. They probably would have killed me if they thought it could be done. But I heal a bit too fast for them to keep up. And if I have to be honest, I deserve it. My legs are a lot worse off because there's no vital organs. So, wait, said Sasuke. You were subjected to mob treatment. You got scarred so badly that it didn't heal completely. And you're trying to convince me to come back to Konoha with you. Well, when you put it like that, it does make you sound kind of silly. Might be the 2 years I have on you though. And I didn't get held back twice to be outsmarted by someone younger than me. Except for probably Shikamaru. I mean that dude's got like 16 eggs in his dozen. That's so smart he is. Yeah, said Sasuke, Mr. Super Duper Senior. From what I know, you're the only one that has been held back twice, said Sasuke. You know, that makes me feel bad, said Naruto. At least when we were punching each other, you weren't insulting me. So what do you say we go back home, said Naruto. You know why I can't do that. No amount of pity for you is going to make me. I have to kill my brother. I have to avenge my clan. Killing the person most important to me will allow my Sharingan to evolve into the Mangekyou. And that person is you. Touching as that is, you're lying. Itachi is more important to you than I am. Or else, you wouldn't still be going on this quest for vengeance. If I mattered more, if Kakashi or Sakura mattered more, if anyone in Konoha mattered more, then it would have been enough for you to give up. It would have been enough for you to stay with us. And if any of us are that important for you to stay, then you're not in control of your actions. That damn seal is. That announcement hit Sasuke like a ton of bricks. For someone who was supposed to be an idiot, stupid enough to fail 2 times to what amounted to civilian middle school. It made a lot of sense what he said. The seal was twisting his mind, making him do something that he wouldn't have ever done. Choose who you care about more, Sasuke, Itachi or the village. If you turn away and walk away right now, you'll be just like him. If you come back with me, it all get blown off as a kidnapping. Only Team 7 will know the truth. Well, unless Sakura decides to open her mouth. You don't have to become Itachi to defeat him. Sasuke stood there for a long moment, just thinking. As Naruto watched Sasuke's guard drop. Fine, but in exchange, you're gonna help me train and kill him. Whatever you say, pal. Time skip. Naruto! Sasuke! Kakashi-sensei, said Naruto. Kakashi landed down. I see you were successful, Naruto. And Sasuke, you too, for resisting the seal. Kakashi, a newcomer, said. It was Jiraiya, carrying a girl on his back. Are you telling me that you willingly left that cursed seal rampant when you know it has the ability to manipulate someone's thoughts because you want to train Sasuke without interference? Jiraiya said as his tone showed how pissed off he was. I didn't know the full extent of his power over Sasuke. It was an honest mistake, Jiraiya. You know me better than to insinuate that I would sabotage the growth of my student, said Kakashi. Hey, she's a member of the Sound Force, said Naruto as he pointed at Jiraiya's back where the girl was lying. She fought Shikamaru. Her name is Tayuya, said Sasuke, one of Orochimaru's personal guards. I'm guessing the other 3 are dead, he asked. Yes. Not in ways you want to know, Jiraiya said. Now, let us return back to the village. Time skip. All of them are dead. No sign of Sasuke. Yes, Orochimaru-sama. Unfortunately, it seems that Naruto was able to overpower the seal by leveraging his friendship with Sasuke. I see, Orochimaru said, despite not wanting to show it he was pissed off. Well, failure is failure, I suppose. But more is learned from failure than from success. Despite those hopeful words, he was pissed off as he sat on his throne and thought, no, I know I need to modify the seals further in the future. Disobedience is a terrible crime, especially to refuse the strength of one of his Sanins. It is almost like he's ungrateful for the gift I share with him. A grass snake slid around his arm, tightening around the appendages to keep the bandage on tightly. Well, let us move on. There is no use dwelling over it now. Time skip. Chunin, Naruto Uzumaki, Shikamaru Nara, Genin, Kiba Inuzaka, Neji Hyuga, Akimichi Choji. Congratulations, said Tsunade, addressing most of the people in the room. Thanks to you, not only did you defeat Orochimaru's personal guards, but you kept Sasuke from being kidnapped by the Hidden Sound. The village owes you a debt it can't repay. All I can offer are standard mission rewards and my own personal thanks. A mission's a mission. You don't owe us anything, Bachan, said Naruto, as he had to dot the book that sailed over his head. Oh, come on. I was respectful. Mostly, he said. Naruto, said Shikamaru. You never learn. Nah, you're the smart one, Shika. I'm just the one that hits stuff, said Naruto. And get hit by stuff, if those marks are any indication. What the hell happened to you, said Kiba as he got closer. Did you cross some ninja that was trying to practice his thousand cut technique or something? I'd rather not talk about it. Let's get back to the topic at hand, said Naruto. His gaze drifted towards the window, and they decided to drop it. Jiraiya is dealing with Sasuke and the retrieve Sound Kunoichi, Tsunade said. Even though her voice was calm, she was pissed off. As she glanced towards Naruto, he went through so much in his childhood. She and Jiraiya should have never left the boy alone in Konoha. Her sensei had meant well, but he couldn't be there at every time for one single child in the village when he had to run a village of thousands of people. Dismissed, except for Naruto. The younger ninja and Kakashi left the room. Why me? You and I are going to see Jiraiya and that Tayuya girl. Follow me. Time skip. The room was secluded in the hospital room. There was a genjutsu shroud in the room, as Naruto was at a daze as he walked through. Once they were inside the room though, the genjutsu dissipated and full consciousness returned to his mind. Are you healed? Said Tsunade. Yes, said Tayuya, as she kept her eyes closed. Thanks. It's not an issue, Tsunade said. However, that does mean that you won't stay in the hospital after tomorrow discharge comes through in the morning. What are you gonna do? That's my question. By all rights, I should be dead to Orochimaru. I am probably dead. If I go back there, he's just gonna torture me until I'm too useful to the pain to scream anymore. Kabuto is good at making people scream. And from you, I'm expecting an interrogation session and then a execution. That is what anyone else would do to an enemy they captured after all. Shit, it is what I would do to me, she said. You know, you swear a lot, said Naruto. Shut it, crap for brains. It's a goddamn defense mechanism, said Tayuya. What the hell did you just call me, said Naruto. Crap for brains, she said. As Tsunade laughed. Bachan, said Naruto. She said the things I can't bring myself to say. As Hokage, I like her, said Tsunade. Tayuya's eyes shift a bit, but she still had them closed. Wait, Tsunade? Tsunade Senju? The Hokage? Yeah, she... Naruto was cut off. You disrespect her like that, shit for brains. Huh, you're dumber than I thought. Hey, said Naruto. Well, I have an idea, said Tsunade, speaking up. As her tone, Naruto knew that he wasn't going to like what he was about to say now, as she gave him a small smirk. As a show of good faith, I'm willing to let you live freely in the village. But the only catch is, you'll have to live under one of my shinobi's supervision. As Naruto started to back away slowly. In the back of his mind he could hear a dark laughter. Stupid fox, mocking him in a place that he can't fight it. Naruto, said Tsunade. Yeah? Where are you going? She asked. Oh, nowhere, said Naruto. I was just looking over the walls. Well, without a doubt you're incredibly loyal. And if he try anything perverted against you, I will leave that up to you to decide his punishment. Naruto's eyes started to twitch. That being said, you can't go anywhere without him following you and shadowing you. And you have to go wherever he goes. That aside, I'm enjoying how you say, how the way I feel. By all means, please continue. Bachan, please tell me I get paid for this. Hell no, said Tsunade as she laughed. As she started to walk out of the room, It's your service to the village. Is my gratitude not enough? She closed the door behind her as Naruto's eye twitched, violently even more. She seemed nice. A whole lot nicer than goddamn Orochimaru, said Tayuya. He's that bad, said Naruto. Most of us serve him or serve out of fear. You don't last long in this town if you start to think that you're strong. Once you do, he start using you for experiments. And I'm not gonna say another word about it, shitbrain. Can you call me anything else? How about ass face? That's not much better. Well, it's that or crap for brains. Naruto sigh. Why haven't you opened your eyes? It's hard to sleep, so I'm trying to rest them. There's still a lot of phantom pain in my legs, despite them being healed. Besides, they told me not to ask about your scars. I figure it's easier if I just don't look at you. Well, the Hokage's order said that we're going to be living together. You can't exactly do that blind. You might as well get it over with. She slowly opened her eyes, as she felt horrified and pity at the same time. Sasuke put those 2 holes in her chest. Huh. Yeah, said Naruto. My chakra is strong enough that it can heal me in seconds. But it's not medical chakra. Every injury comes with a reminder to do better next time. But look at me. I've never seemed to learn, have I? Better to leave out the 9 kills inside his gut, he thought to himself. No reason to give away that information so freely. You really do have crap for brains, huh? Says the one who had forest dropped on her, said Naruto. That's not my fault. That bitch from the sand took out the entire thing in one sweep. That was bullcrap. Nah, you were just outdone, said Naruto. Her younger brother is even stronger though. Be glad he wasn't the one that you fought, because he would have been dead. The Ichibai Jinchuriki. Yeah, Gaara is strong. I kicked his ass though. Well, it takes a demon to beat a demon. How did... Oh please, she said. First of all, your seal was still active when I saw you. Second, we all got briefed on fights that we might have to engage in. And you were top on the list. That status, Kyuubi Jinchuriki, written in big, bold, red letters, made the others want to take you out to prove themselves. And it made me want to watch them get killed trying. That's fair, said Naruto. Jinchurikis were known for being incredibly strong. Most of them had an edge to make them powerful. For Gaara, it was the sand. The Kyuubi on the other hand was a jack of all trades in every regard, as it had no true weaknesses and it was the strongest. As a Kyuubi Jinchuriki, it will be argued that he was the one that represented the Kyuubi's strength, so anyone that can defeat him can defeat any other Jinchuriki. Well, he was not as powerful as the fox. Well, that is if he let out all the power. But that would probably kill him. Do you know my name too, Naruto asked. Naruto Uzumaki, she said. She said it so, well, normal. There was no malice or nothing in her tone, despite just knowing him and knowing that he had a fox. Some people get along with him right away, because those people were close to him, but she didn't know him. Yet still she have no malice in her tone. Tell you what, Tayuya, I'll stay with you here for the night to make sure you manage to get some rest. No funny business, I promise. No matter how funny a guy I am. Whatever, piss for brain, she said. It took 20 minutes as she fell asleep. Yeah, this is gonna change everything in his life. He could already tell that everything was gonna be turned upside down by this girl. Time skip. This is where you live? She couldn't believe what she was looking at. You, as an active ninja, with a big ass paycheck every time you complete a mission, live in this goddamn slum? Is this a whorehouse? Well, the owner called it a gentleman club, said Naruto. Gentle my ass. I know the kind of guy that show up to these places. Yeah, that is why she want a ninja living on the 3rd floor. First floor is the business floor in her office. Second floor is for the living quarters, for the girls whenever they need it. The 3rd floor is all mine. Lady that run the place didn't give a crap who I am. She just wanted to know if I could get rid of some unruly customers who didn't know when no was a no, and some guys who want to damage the building. And it helped that I helped fix up the place. Really, piss brain? That's really nice of you. Who are you? A goddamn saint? No, said Naruto. Just an orphan who knows a little too well what it feel like to not know where you'll be sleeping tomorrow night, or where your next food will be coming from. Most of those scars you saw weren't done to me by ninjas. With that, Naruto opened the door and they made their way inside. It was before business hours, but the women inside were set up later for the night. That all changed when they saw him, however. Naruto-chan! a woman with a large asset screamed as she grabbed him and buried his face into her cleavage. No fear, Shishi. You're gonna kill him before the rest of us can say hi. As Naruto was turning blue from lack of oxygen, as the woman finally released him. Hey, did I tell you? Mission complete, said Naruto. He said with pride after catching back his breath. I managed to drag that stupid kid back to the village. Naruto, aren't you a self-proclaimed stupid kid as well? One of the women asked as she laughed. Yeah, but I'm older. He's just a young stupid kid. As Tayuya watched the scene unfold, as he seemed to be at ease with these women. Who's the girl, Naruto? One of them said, as she looked towards Tayuya. She's gonna be living with me, said Naruto. Did you hear that, girls? An older one said, as she was holding an old letter book in her hand. She was a business owner. Our little fish cake has a girlfriend. Time to give up on making him yours. She's not, I'm not. The both of them said at the same time. Not helping your case, little fish cake, the owner said. If you didn't want her to be seen, you could have just gone to the top floor. I know you can jump that high, but you walk right through the front door, didn't you? Yeah, that's because there's something you need to know. Technically, the fact that she's staying with me is a really big secret. So if anyone come looking for her, or someone that looks like her, then she's not here, okay? I'm sorry for the trouble. Don't worry, Naruto-chan. We'll take care of your secret. As the other girls nodded as well. As he smiled, thanks. Come on, Tayuya, he said, as he held on to her hand. God damn it, piece for a brain, she said as he pulled her. My legs just healed. Do you want me to go back in the hospital? She asked. All the women watched with smiles on their faces, as it would be good for him to have some more company, even though this company seemed to be lower than him. Think he'll be the same way after she managed to worm her way in his pants. That's rude, Kazumi. What? You think she might be getting special treatment from him? You sound jealous. What? Shut up, Kazumi said. Meanwhile, whoa. This place is big. Yeah, it's a lot nicer than some of the other places I live. Why is there a door coming out of the wall though? Said Tayuya. Oh, that? It's a foot thick, made from chakra metal, and it only unlocks from the inside, so I can get in without always having to go up the stairs. Wall walking is pretty easy, once you get the hang of it. That was good enough, Tayuya told herself. No possibility of attack. Meant her safety was assured. Not paying much attention, she would start to walk towards the bedroom. You hungry? He offered as he made his way towards the fridge. He got no response from her, as he turned and saw her walking towards the bedroom. As he followed after her, he watched as she flopped down in the bed. Why are you so goddamn nice? She asked, as she looked at him. You should hate this entire village. You should hate me. Why the hell don't you? It's rather best if I see the good in people, said Naruto, as he sat down next to her. I've been hurt a lot. The people who gave me these scars weren't thinking clearly. They were blinded by grief. I really don't like what they did to me. But that was a long time ago, and I forgave them. When the third Hokage found that the orphanage kicked me out, he tried to find reason to find out that the man was biased. But every orphanage in this village was overflowing with kids after the Kyuubi attack. They really just didn't have enough room. Besides, having the fox ceilings at me has some advantage. I can miss 5 meals without getting hungry, and my temperature stays the same, no matter what climate I'm in, and my chakra is more dense. That makes all my attacks more stronger. You're too good, piss for brains. There's a line between being kind and letting other people take advantage of you. You're so far past that line, you kind of have to loop back around. Naruto sighed. So what do you want to do? He asked. I don't know, she said. You're technically my personal guard. So this is like a jail. You're the one in charge. I'm not good at being in charge though. Both my teachers say I'm too indecisive and hot-headed. Bullcrap, you can't be both of those, she said. Just watch me for however long we're stuck like this. Then you'll get it. I'm hungry, she said. I got some leftovers in the fridge. I was trying to ask if you want them before you came in here. Well, crap. I didn't hear you. That was nice of you, piss for brains. Still, I want to see how you act when I did this. What? I lay down in a bed, he asked, as he looked her over. Yeah, we're gonna be sharing it. So I figure I'll see how you react to me lying down in it. We're gonna be doing what? It's your room. You're not sleeping on the couch or the floor. And I ain't gonna do that either. So you're just gonna have to suck it up. Because we're gonna be sharing it like this. Without warning, she pulled him down as she rolled on top of him. Or, like this. Your choice, she said. His hand moved up to her shoulder. With that simple flick of his wrist, she was back on her back, looking up at the ceiling. You're nuts, piss for brain. You know that? You have no idea, he laughed. Give me a minute. I'll heat up some food for the both of us, he said. The meal was simple. Just chicken, rice, and vegetables. Still, for someone who was used to poorly put together meals, it was fantastic and she loved it. A knock on the inside door alerted them, and Naruto stood. I'll get it. You keep eating. Naruto opened the door and found Jiraiya. Hey Erasenin, what's up? Not much. I see you have a friend. As the man sighed, it will be a long time before Naruto referred to him as sensei, or with any respect. Erasenin. Disrespectful brat, he thought. Yeah. Bachan's order, said Naruto. I know, kid. Still, I'm here because I got permission from her to take you on that training trip. Define training trip, you pervert. Because I'm not going to tour the elemental nations to spy on women in bathhouses. I'm not going to waste my time that way. As fantastic as that idea sounds, I really mean the way it sounds. I'll be training you while we're on the move. It will keep the Akatsuki off your back, and as a bonus we will destroy any of Orochimaru's old bases we come across. We might even learn something or another from them. You say what now? Said Tayuya as she looked over. I said we will be ransacking. He paused as a smirk came to his face. What the hell are you thinking? Said Naruto as he knew that smirk. You're one of Orochimaru's personal guards, aren't you? Yeah? Well, you must know where all of his bases are, don't you? When do we leave? She said. I would say right now, but that knucklehead, Jiraiya said, looking towards Naruto with object. So how about in 3 days? How long will we be gone? Naruto asked. 3 years, give or take. There's a lot you need to learn. Hopefully though after we're done you'll be able to pony up and play in the big leagues. Kakashi, Tsunade, and I won't be able to protect you forever, especially since you want to take that hat from her. And you, he turned to Tayuya. I see no reason to leave you out. Plus, I could try to find a way to remove that seal that bastard put on you. Okay, piece for brains, I take it back. You're not too nice. This whole damn village is too nice. And you are just ahead of the pack, she said. I really don't know what to tell you, said Naruto. In my tragic backstory that leaned itself towards me trying to make other people be happy. God, you're sappy. If you make me get killed because I become soft just because of you, I'm gonna come back and beat you to death to drag you along with me. Well then, Tayuya-chan, I guess I'll just have to protect you, he said in a sing-song voice. He mocked her. You little shit, she said. Jiraiya smiled, as if he closed his eyes he could see a young Kushina and Minato, well, without the cursing from Kushina. But he didn't want to, because if he did, he would remember that he failed them big time. Their names right next to each other on the memorial stone. Seeing it every time, it showed that his sin was always there, of his failure. I just want to deliver the news. I'll meet you guys by the East Gate in 3 days at noon. I'll let Tsunade know that he'll be coming along with us, Tayuya. As he turned and walked out, closed the door behind him. East Gate. That brought back memories for Naruto. The battle against Gaara, transformed in a full possession mode by the Ichibai, defeating Gaara, that earned his promotion to Chunin. Hell, anyone that can beat a Jinchuriki when they transform is worthy of a Jonin status. But he was going to complain. If no one knew how dangerous he was, then they would always underestimate him. And they were going to fall at his hands. And many people did underestimate him. Gato found it out firsthand, as he brought an army of mercenaries on that bridge that day. As Naruto remember, that was the day the Kyuubi gained some respect for Naruto, when the battle against Zabuza was abandoned by Gato betrayal. Change of plans, Kakashi had said. They were on our side now. Haku, the mission is dead. Time to cut our losses and our employer, said Zabuza. Naruto didn't need to be told twice, as infused with demonic power, he crashed right into the mercenary ranks. That was a good day. Hey, peace for brains, said Tayuya, stopping from his thoughts. Did something feel off about him? Right at the end, she said. Well, sort of. His moods kind of changed enough time when I'm around. Couldn't tell you why though. Seems like he got really sad all of a sudden. She simply shrugged, as she had noticed Jiraiya's mood change at the last part, like something, well, had popped up in his mind and it made him sad. Leaving the mystery behind, they went back to their meal. Once the sun had been set, and all was said and done, Jiraiya came to visit Tsunade in her office. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. You and your goddamn loopholes. You know that, you perverted toad. Think about it though. This gets Naruto out and about so he can learn something beyond these walls than when you send him on missions. And this keeps Tayuya from falling in Danzo's hands. Because the possibility of Orochimaru retaking her, it's a lesser of two evils, Tsunade said. Actually, said Jiraiya, my informant told me that the Akatsuki won't start to move for another few years. That gave me a limited of time to teach him, whether it's about Fuinjutsu, his contract with the Toads, mastering the Biju inside of him, or even just general jutsu and physical training. He needs to learn it. And you know I'm the only one that can teach him. As he crossed his arms in front of his chest. She knew that look. This was the Jiraiya who wouldn't take no for answer. This was the Jiraiya who had took missions in his second Shinobi War. This was the one who took a boulder on his back so it wouldn't crush her head. This was the one that made himself bait so she and Orochimaru could run for help. And he had cut loose when they were gone. She knew if she stopped him from doing this, he would disregard her authority despite her being the Hokage and go behind her back. And that wouldn't be good for either of them. Despite that, she knew that he stopped being afraid of her a long time ago. He didn't fear death, and he had stopped, well, being afraid of losing anyone close to him, not since Kushina and Minato died. Followed by Orochimaru's discovery, that shocked him. As her thoughts went to the darker side, he could easily go rogue, and she doubted that anyone in Konoha could bring him back, or literally stop him. So there wasn't a doubt in her mind that he would go, whether she allowed it or not. Tsunade, he said. There was silence. He saw her reach for her table as she opened a drawer, but she pulled out a bottle of sake and her drinking cup. Did it hurt you? As much as it hurt me watching them. You didn't spend time with Minato and Kushina. Not like I did, he said. I was still around them though. Even Orochimaru admitted that they were very... Jiraiya cut her off. They were perfect for one another, and everyone knew it. They were 22, Tsunade. They were married for 3 years. They were about to start raise a family. And one night, root the both of them from this earth. No matter what, I will not let that happen to their son. They name me his godfather. And it's about goddamn time I start acting like one. He's coming with me, and so is the girl. That's the end of the discussion. In 3 days, I'm taking them out of the village. Danzo started the route program because he wanted to protect Konoha, whether or not people know. Orochimaru started the experiment because he wanted tragedies that happened in the second and third Shinobi War and the Kyuubi attack to be relegated to history. Itachi worked his way through his Shinobi ranks because he wanted to tie his clan further to the village by cementing his path and stop a revolt. As he took a deep breath, Naruto wants to become Hokage so he can protect the people that shun him, spit on him, curse his name, attack him since he was old enough to act for himself. I'm not gonna let his good intentions become another failure, a horror story, not a stain in Konoha history. Time skip. You know, you should really think about getting a real apartment, said Tayuya, as the both of them walk. What can I say, Tayuya-chan? I have lived there so long. It's home now, he said. I know all about that, she said. And stop adding Chan to my name, you shit for brains. Maybe when you stop insulting me, said Naruto. Not gonna happen, shit for brains. Then we don't have a problem, Tayuya-chan. We're here, said Naruto. She looked up and down. Ramen stand? Really? Oh, just watch me, he said, as he looked at her with the smugness of someone who knew that they had full control of the situation that they were currently having. I am Chan. Toki. 1 Uzumaki-sized combo platter, please. Those words made no sense coming out of your mouth. What kind of ramen stand serves a platter? The kind of ramen stand that served Naruto, even on the occasions when he wasn't able to pay. A tall brown-haired girl walked out and spoke. Besides, as often as he eats here now as a ninja, we can probably shut down and have enough money to last us for 10 to 12 years. Glad to see you and your lady friend are getting on well so long, a new voice said, as Kakashi made himself known as he arrived. And it's good to hear that he supported you all that well. Toki-san, Ayam-chan. Nowhere else I'd rather go, said Naruto. I mean, store-bought stuff is good on missions, but if I can get best in the world, then why settle for less? Ayam-chan, I'll have pork and vegetables if that's alright. You always fumble over it, Kakashi-san. Like you don't get the same thing 3 times in a row, and then you move on to the next thing down the menu. Oh, am I that predictable, said Kakashi. As predictable as the tardiness that Naruto always tell me about. Naruto, said Kakashi, mocking hurt. How dare you say such slanderous things about your sensei? To starch my name in front of this beautiful young woman. Ah, yes. How dare I tell the truth? Shame on me, said Naruto. So, what will it be, Tayuya-chan? Beef. Sounds good. She felt a bit uncomfortable around the three of them. The warmth they gave off as they were so comfortable with each other. The last time she felt something like that was so long ago. That was buried so deep down in her subconscious, there was a pile of crap on it which she didn't want to dig up right now. As she wondered, was this awesome joke that everyone was in on except her? Did she actually die in the force of death, killed by the Sand kunoichi? And she was in hell right now. And soon enough everything's gonna change, and then she's gonna face the devil or something. Everyone here was just so nice and calm and not against everyone. It was strange for her. Minutes later, she saw why they called the Uzumaki's eyes. 30 bowls arranged in a spiral. Goddamn huge, she said. Don't tell me Naruto cut her off. Just watch me, he said, as he pulled his chopstick apart. She watched. It took 15 minutes for him to finish so much bowls. He scarfed it down like it was nothing, as she got her own beef bowl and eat it slowly. But him, as she wondered if the Kyuubi had a salt tooth that craved ramen to make him eat so much. Meanwhile, inside of the seal, there was a tube that the Kyuubi had wheeled into existence that poured ramen from a fountain for him to drink from. This was a perfectly reasonable thing for him to do, he told himself. Anyone else would have done the exact same thing, he told himself. Yes, it loved ramen, it told itself, as much as it loved freedom. Maybe not as much as he loved freedom, but if he could only have one of those choices at one time, it was just easier to enjoy the ramen while he could. The longer he cooperated with the Uzumaki boy, the more ramen he could have. Chakra for ramen. That was what he told himself. Wait, he didn't have to eat. Back outside, you're insane, you know that? So, the idea was to make you feel a bit more comfortable around me and the village. The saying goes, those who share a meal together, share, you know what? I don't remember that. Oh yeah, those that share a meal together, share some familiarities, or something like that, yeah. That sounds like you just scraped off the top of your head. No, it's real. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But that was just awesome, wasn't it? Awesome wouldn't be the word I used to describe that crap for brains. Despite not telling him, the familiarity she gained was when she woke up next to him, in the hidden sound, as they sleep together in bunker, to conserve space. She could remember the amount of time when she woke up and saw her bunkmate losing himself, transformed to the second stage when he couldn't handle a seal, and she had to kill him before he killed her. Orochimaru didn't inspire any comfort or anything in his ranks. Just do as you were told and you wouldn't be killed. That hit this spot. Thanks, Ayam, said Naruto. You're welcome, Naruto-kun. You know, you're always welcome here. Oh, I know, he says he rubbed his belly. His smile was so warm it almost put Tayuya on edge. Her training had insisted that whenever a man smiled like that, no. She had read that before leaving the hidden zone. People acted kind and soft like this when they hid a real killer, a beast inside. When they showed their real emotions, they were a demon themselves. And if he was doing all of this and it was just an act, he was the best actor she has ever seen. To that end, it was just easier to believe that he was just this kind and genuine. Hell, even though she didn't want to die, she knew that she deserved it in the eyes of those who knew about her previous kind of work. They had to think like that, didn't they? To think that she was with Orochimaru and she should die. But for some reason they were not glaring at her. She didn't catch any side glances or anything like that. Why not? Was Konoha that much different? She knew about other villages after all the Hidden Stone, obedient to Tishikage, and everything was, well, good otherwise. The Sand were not above switching side if the reward was better. After all, saw how quickly they betrayed Konoha. The idea of dying for the sake of a mission didn't appeal well to the Sand Dwellers. Kumo was the most huggish and aggressive, while Konoha had the great names like powerful shinobis like the first Hokage and the second. Kumo was probably the strongest when it comes to manpower. Kire was, well, off balance at this point. There was a war raging between the four twins Hokage and the people who couldn't live under his reign anymore. It didn't seem like it was going to stop anytime soon either. Konoha on the other hand, while they came out as a winner in all three wars, it was run with corruption. Only in Konoha, two comrades can be sent on opposite missions even to be forced to kill each other. Only Konoha was rumored to have a second Anpu core that was completely non-existent on paper. Danzo Shimura was as shady as they came. Despite losing an arm in Second Great Shinobi War, he was one of the most feared assassins. Only Konoha raised such brightness at the front. The will of fire will always keep them going through thick and thin. But behind the scenes they were dark and corrupted. But yet this boy beside her was showing her that probably those informations, those rumors were wrong. Or maybe he was the only spark of light left in his village that was rotting from the inside out. Time skip. You'll be gone for 3 years, Sakura said. Yeah, I know it's really sudden. Still, you never know. We might come back to visit. Team 7 was gathered at their original training ground. Possibly for the last time for 3 years. You're lucky, you moron. Getting to train one of the Sanya and you treat it so casually. And your mind is not being corrupted. Hey, you dumb bastard, we were the same way about Kakashi Sensei. Before we know how strong he was. Sasuke paused, remembering that. God, remember how you introduced yourself. How much more emo? Naruto paused. Wait, no. You did get more emo. You graduated from emo to goth. Minus the face paint and the eyeliner. Sakura, you should help him with that stuff. Naruto, I swear to God I'll beat the crap out of you. Well, you don't have much time to try, said Naruto as he smirked. Tayuya stood back. She knew that this wasn't her place. These were not her people. Stop it, you two, said Kakashi, as his tone sounded so, well, off-putting. He wouldn't stop them, well, unless they come to a death match. Given the explosion she heard in the forest, when Jiraiya came to her aid, she figured that they came to that before it came to a stop. She really didn't want to be either when Jinchuriki and someone who Orochimaru believed was strong enough to become his next host fought to the death. Anyway, Naruto, we're all here because we want to give you two some gifts before you left, said Sakura. Both of us? Said Tayuya. Well, I don't know about them, but I got something for you. Sasuke told me that you used a flute to cast Genjutsu, but it broke when you were crushed. So I bought you a new one. It was gold, outer polish. As she took it and played, as after tuning it a bit, it sounded much better than the old one that she had. I don't deserve this. I can't accept this. Why would you be so nice to me? I thought about that too. You're technically still my enemy, but I believe in Naruto. He's a good judge of character, and he wouldn't stick around you if he thought that you weren't a good person that wouldn't betray us. Whether or not the Hokage ordered him to. Not that Sakura mentioned that Naruto was the one that gave her most of the money for it. Naruto grumbled a bit. It's not that she would let me off the mission. She wouldn't even pay me for it. Gratitude. And she cursed at me when I call her Bachan, acting like she's all young. I mean, how old is she? She think that she's in her 20s, looking like that. And she complained when I call her Bachan. Naruto scoffed. You're in your goddamn 50s, and you don't even have a single right here. I'm gonna stop you right there, said Kakashi, as he was afraid that somehow Tsunade might hear these words from at the tower. Sasuke, you're next. I know that you don't have much of a skill repertoire, so I brought you a scroll on how to perform one of the basic fire style jutsus of the Uchiha, a signature technique. And whether or not you have a fire finte, we all know that you have more chakra than all of us combined. Once you get the speed of hand signing it down, you could probably blow the top of a mountain with it. As he handed the scroll over and Naruto pocketed it for later. That makes it my turn, doesn't it, said Kakashi. Sasuke, Sakura, you can go home. Technically, my present isn't something that Genins are allowed to see or hear. As the pair looked disheartened by that, Sasuke mumbled something about favoritism towards the elders, but the both of them still headed off. What's so important that they couldn't know? Technically, even though it directly concerned you, I could get executed for telling you. I don't know who's watching, so come here, I'll whisper. Naruto walked forward as Kakashi leaned down. You remember I told you that the names of my best friends are on that stone? Yeah, said Naruto. Their names are Obito Uchiha and Ren Nohara. They're the last on the list of the casualties for the third Great Shinobi War. After that, the list of the deaths on the Kyuubi attack began. Your parents' names are next to one another. In that section, there's only one Uzumaki, and that's your mother. Kakashi held loyalty to the village, not to the chain of command. He held loyalty to the people that he fought beside. He had been the third Hokage right-hand man, and a popular choice for fifth Hokage, which he might have accepted if he wasn't the Jonin 4. Team 7. He had served in Danzo's root operations, though the seal on his tongue had long been erased. He had been a member of Anbu Team Rho, nicknamed Death Squad, for its historic eye kill count, as he held loyalty to his father ideals, loyalty to the teammates that he let down. But most of all, he was loyal to his mentor legacy. He had shadowed the man's wife all through her pregnancy, and he was there at Naruto's birth. Whoever that masked man was, he was the one responsible for the death of Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. If he was still alive, Kakashi had sworn to himself that he would kill that man himself one day. He wasn't able to prevent Kushina and Minato's death, but he could do something to keep Naruto safe. Kakashi was stronger than he was 15 years ago, and given Naruto dreams and his motivation and his determination, he will come back stronger than ever, and he will become Hokage. Itachi had confided in him before he left the village, as he believed that Kakashi could understand. A purple-haired Anfu was watching from the south, and she knew what he said. But out of her loyalty to him, she wouldn't report it to Tsunade. Despite Tsunade being the Hokage, there was many other factions. Danzo had one of the greatest factions hidden right now. But people, with years of experience, there was always some that was loyal to them overall. The Uchihas had planned a revolt because of the dissatisfaction that they received through the village. There was also some murmurings going on. Some of these people didn't believe that someone who left the village for 2 decades should come and lead them as a Hokage. Tsunade should be careful. After all, she did have someone like Itachi to end the revolt before it get worse. You should ask Jiraiya about them when you have a chance. He taught your father, and your father taught me. Whatever you do, though, when he asks you how you know, just tell him. You know that married couples have their names put next to each other. Kakashi knew that wasn't really solid, but he knew Jiraiya. They both felt the same way about Naruto, and they would do what it needs to do to keep the son of the fourth Hokage alive. As Kakashi faded away in a Shunshin, Naruto took slow, heavy steps towards the stone in front of him, as he found the name of Ren and Obito that his sensei talked about as he went down. As he checked over the list first, he saw Kakashi was right. There was only one Uzumaki on the list. Even on the first and the second wars, there were no other Uzumakis. Kushina Uzumaki. So that was his mother's name. As he looked beneath her name, as he saw another name. Sarutobi Baiwaka. That wasn't right, obviously. She had been the wife of the third Hokage. He remembered asking about her when he was younger. Seeing that name underneath was obviously not right. He looked above that name, as Naruto's breath suddenly stopped. His eyes were wide as he sank to his knees, as he looked at the name. Minato Namikaze? Naruto's head snapped towards the monument, where he saw the leaders, the past leaders of the village. His eyes went red, with slits in them, as fangs protruded from his lips. The world had a lot of explaining to do. Time skip. Naruto. Night had fallen a long time ago, as Tayuya near Naruto. They had at least 36 hours left before they had to leave with Jiraiya. The area that he was in was no wasteland. Trees were bent at odd angle. Many debris around, things were destroyed. The jutsu that Sasuke gave him, he was trying to master it, and he burned, scorched the ground. Naruto, she said. Stop it. Don't tell me what to do, he yelled. Most of his clothing already burned away, as she could see that he wasn't stable at the moment. Stop it, goddammit, piss brain. Just stop it. In an instant, he was in front of her, his eyes, looking deeply into her eyes. All it would take is 5 seconds for the Kyuubi chakra to devour you alive. Do it, she said. Kill me like Konoha would have done when they found me. Kill me like Orochimaru would have done if he captured me. Do you really think I give a crap, she said. Naruto's eyes narrowed as he started to calm himself, the chakra being seeped back in towards his stomach. I can't. You're too soft, she said. Only because you haven't given me a reason not to be, he said. Come on, let's go home. He has already let out a lot of his anger, but still he was pissed to find out that your father was some kind of a hero who protected this village, and no one told him. Yes, he was pissed, beyond pissed, as he made his way as she followed behind him. She had no idea that she was using his name at first, as she was just trying to stop him, because he almost lost himself there, as she followed behind him as they headed home. But Naruto is gonna need answers. But guys, to be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part, these are to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also, guys, go ahead and check out the brand new series, What If Naruto was personally trained by the Kyuubi after leaving the village, and enjoyed that, guys. And he also posted a new episode of What If Naruto was betrayed by Hakuromo, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy as well. And yeah, remember, if you're new and this is the first time you're hearing my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you guys. So yeah, I'm all for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.